Good morning, my name is Eimear Montague. I am the Executive Director for Northern Ireland Resources Network. The biggest achievement has been the establishment of Northern Ireland Resources Network. This was a pilot project funded by the Department of Agriculture, Environment and Rural Affairs, DERA, and from the success of that initial pilot, we were then given additional funding to set up as a standalone organisation. And the growth of that organisation since we were first incorporated 3 years ago to where now we have nearly 50 members, all local authorities engaged, and now hosting the very first Repair Week in Northern Ireland or even across the UK, I would deem as greatest achievement. Why people need to adapt and reuse and repair is that there was a report done by the Department for Economy 2 years ago looking at how circular Northern Ireland was and how much resources everyone uses. So the average person in Northern Ireland uses 16 tonnes of resources, and the UN says that to live in a more sustainable world we have to halve that, we have to be using 6 tonnes of resources. The other piece of information that came out of that report is Northern Ireland is 7.2% circular. So again, that indicates that there's a minimal amount of product that is being reused or repaired. If we want to live in a more sustainable world, we need to be reducing down the amount of virgin resources we use, and therefore repair is an important and integral part of that. So we also know that from an environmental perspective, there are so many benefits in embracing repair. If we embrace repair, then we're not using as much new products. And in terms of the amount of new stuff that comes onto the market, there are stats out there that indicate that over 50% of global emissions can be attributed back to consumption, from the extraction, from the manufacturing, the shipping, the use and the waste created. The actions I would like to see happen to further develop repair within Northern Ireland would be, one, what we're currently doing at the moment was having Repair Week, which is raising awareness of the value of repair for Northern Ireland and the people and communities within it. The second one was actually adding it onto the curriculum so that in terms of education at all levels within Northern Ireland, that we become more aware of the importance of repair, but actually, as well as being aware of the importance of repair, learning these valuable skill sets so that, one, we're able to repair for ourselves, but also I see these as very much as being the jobs of the future. And if we do have these skill sets, then we make ourselves more resilient within Northern Ireland. Looking at the global landscape, I think it's important to recognise that there are benefits in us being more resilient. And I think repair is a key part of resilience. So my connection to Artitude is Northern Ireland Resources Network is one of the partners in the Artitude project. And since actually before inception, before it was called Artitude, meeting regular with the partners and understanding more about how art has a place to play in relation to communicating not just climate action, but circularity and within that repair. Personally, I believe that the arts have a huge role in connecting people with repair. Using your creativity to think how this item can be something more, something personalised, something unique, that actually in buying new doesn't offer you that opportunity. So I think creativity and repair are very much interlinked.